I'm sorry, but Tyler having 3 kids and calling them his sperm donor babies, but they're actually his baby babies, and owing over $30,000 in child support is 10 times crazier than Bowden almost getting killed by that camel. Then freaking Steven thought black men don't cheat. Shut up. There's a time and a place, and I never get it right. All right, welcome to Tate's Take. If you're new here, today we're talking about episodes 7, 8, and 9 of Love is Blind, Season 7. And I'm going to be talking about them like you've seen them too. And if that's something you're into, hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular Taste Takers, let's see if there's anyone left that we could believe in. Boom, episode 7. This one's called Truth Bombs. And ladies and gentlemen, hope you ate your freaking Wheaties, because this week we got half the episodes and double the drama. So there's no time to waste. Hold on one second. All right, we are still in Mexico, so we're seeing everybody waking up all cuddly and bubbly. Well, everyone except Tim and Alex, of course. When we finally get a Tim scene, we still don't really know what's going on. He just tells us, you know, I thought I was going home. That wasn't cool. What wasn't cool? Now it's the day that they all get to go on those little excursions, starting with Marissa and Ramses on that yacht ride. She's going on and on about the Navy. Well, what else is new? I guess it was just a little foreshadowing for the... we'll get there. Ashley and Tyler are going camel riding, and somewhere out there, Bowden's PTSD is flaring up. Anyway, they're talking about holiday traditions and what they want to do with their kids. Which ones? Just kidding. It's the same old cute Ashley and Tyler stuff. For now. Nick and Hannah went bungee jumping, which I think is exactly what Ashley and Tyler wanted to do. Garrett and Taylor are doing some glass molding thing. Then when we get to Monica and Steven, the girl looks stressed. She's like, you know, something's been weighing on me since we left the pods. You said you'd give me flowers, and you have not got me flowers. He's like, well, I didn't. When I said I would get you flowers, I didn't mean flowers. Steven, what are you talking about? He's like, I could find flowers. She's like, it's not about the flowers. It's about making me feel special. She tells him, you know how I feel about gift giving. It's one of my main love languages. He's like, well, I'm not really big on gift giving. I haven't got a gift in years, poor thing. Emphasis on the poor. He's like, babe, you're right. And I know I don't have to go out there and get you something super duper high quality like a Kate Spade bag or a Forever 21 t-shirt. Monica's like, yeah, Kate Spade, don't ever in your life do that. Try YSL. He's like, babe, what does America Online have to do with anything? She's like, not ASL, you moron, YSL. Okay, you didn't say that last part, but still funny. The point is, she's saying he's not matching the level of romance from the pods. This man Steven's about to implode. He looks like SpongeBob when he dries up a little bit. Okay, we're out of there, but we will be back. Okay, it turns out that Tim and Alex do go on their excursion. They're on those ATVs, and they cross the bridge. I get it. I get the metaphor. Then we get that awkward-ass talk where he's like, look, I love you. We had what we had, but you're my fiance. And I want you to be my wife. And I want to go forward with this. She's like, are you going to come back to the hotel? And he's like, yeah. Listen, I still don't really know what she did besides the whole shushing thing, but I hope Tim's not one of those people who forgives, but then just be bringing it up for the rest of his life. You know? Okay, then we get another one of those couple hangouts. You know, this is my favorite part. Tim is already tight that Tyler got to wear the hat. Probably about the first time Tyler ever put a hat on. Alex is sitting with Ashley and Monica going over Timgate. I'm thinking I'm finally about to get the closure I've been waiting for. Monica's like, so then what happened? And I'm in that bitch like, yeah, so then what happened? Then Netflix, determined to never let me get my closure, shoots off some literal fireworks. These girls' attention is gone. They're like, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Monica is walking out to see these fireworks. Of course she wants Steven to go with her. It's supposed to be a romantic moment. Steven is talking to Garrett. He's like, hold on, babe. I'm going to be right there just talking to Garrett. She goes, okay. He goes, yeah, so anyway, so I was fucking this big booty girl in the ass. Okay, he didn't say that, but he was thinking it. The point is, Steven never goes out there to watch the fireworks with Monica. And that was the biggest mistake you could have made until the next biggest mistake you literally made. When Monica comes back from the fireworks, she brings with her the oh my golly Wally moment of the episode. Well, the first one. She comes back to Steven and she's like, oh, that was so romantic. I'm so glad you came out there. You're such a romantic. Now, Steven is 100% in the wrong for not going out there and watching the stupid fireworks with Monica, but that voice alone made me team Steven. She tells the girls like, ugh, everything he does is pissing me off. Girl, you ain't seen nothing yet. And for the record, Alex is never going to get to the end of this story. Now Steven's walking around on thin ice. You know when you used to get in trouble with your mom and you didn't get home yet, so you had just from wherever you was at till you got home to make it right so you don't get beat? Steven brings her a sparkling water. She's looking at it like it's a Bill Cosby drink. He's like, babe, I got you a sparkling water. You like sparkling water, right? She's like, absolutely not. I do not like sparkling water. How you don't know what kind of water your girl like? How you don't know what kind of water your fiance like? Now it's Steven, Monica, and Taylor. He's trying to explain why he couldn't leave the conversation with Garrett to watch the fireworks. He's like, I don't know if you guys know this, but Garrett is a quantum physicist. And when he's explaining something, he uses different parts of his brain functioning to get it out. So he can't take a pause. Because if he don't finish that conversation, nuclear reactors can be released. And that could start World War III. Listen, I pray to the Netflix gods that some way, somehow, we find out just how dumb that conversation was. This girl, Taylor's looking at him like, oh, Monica got herself a real idiot. Also, in case it wasn't clear, this whole scene is a oh my golly Wally moment of the episode, because then, out of freaking nowhere, I think this dude Steven had a whole stroke, because he's like, yeah, and I was, telling Garrett, like, you go on Love is Blind and all of a sudden there's girls out there that are homewreckers and they're going to try to suck your dick. I'm sorry, what? Everyone's looking at Steven like, you need to leave. Like, look at the pure horror in Monica's eyes. Monica's like, I literally can't. Excuses herself from the conversation. Now Taylor's stuck with this idiot. Taylor is too smart to be subjected to this. Okay, now the couples are all packing up and getting ready to head back to DC. We got 21 days left until the weddings, and this is the part that we came to see. This is like the real world, living together, getting phones back. Let's unpack it. And the real world already sucks for Nick, because Hannah's showing him just how much of a nag she really is. This is the scene where she's telling him just how she likes her cushions fluffed. She's like, are you the kind of person that has to be told what to do, or you'll just do it on your own? Like, do I have to tell you to take out the trash? Do I have to tell you to walk Lena? Look, lady, that's not even my fucking dog. Right here is where Nick's like, you think you're more mature than me? And she's like, yes, and smarter. Can you mount a TV? The fuck? Can you? I can surely call a TaskRabbit. Then we get Monica and Steven in another super awkward sesh. He's literally running away from her. These two continue to have my head spinning, and that's not gonna stop anytime soon. Then we get a scene with Garrett and Taylor, and I don't know what they was talking about, but this is the problem with unproblematic relationships. They just be talking, having normal conversations, and I don't remember what they be saying. I guess this is the scene where they're going over social media and stuff. She's like, let me see your Instagram. And he has a whole bunch of fish pics on there, and he tells her, but you're the best catch of them all. And that was an excellent dad joke. Over to Tim and Alex at the apartment. She's like, oh, this is a nice bed. I think it's a queen. He's like, well, I got a king at home. Who asked you that? This is where we find out that he doesn't like to cuddle because he runs hot. He doesn't like to cuddle because he runs hot. Then, here's what I wrote down next. Ashley and Tyler just get more in sync as the fucking days go on. If this doesn't work, this will be the biggest meltdown in TV history. Okay, over to Marissa and Ramses. They're talking about how he's gonna be a groomzilla. This is where she says that she wants everyone at her wedding to be wearing black. And I don't know if anyone's ever told her this, but darling, that is a funeral. All right, we got the first family meeting. Of course, it's with our leaders, Garrett and Taylor. Taylor is meeting Garrett's family. Taylor's so damn nice, brought the whole family flowers. Somewhere out there, Monica's punching the air. I guess here's where we find out that Taylor's parents don't want to participate in the show because they don't want no cameras around. Also, Garrett's dad is the most dad on TV. Like, he's like one of those dads from the commercial. And at the same time as all those dad jokes, Garrett's mom just going through it. She's going on and on about how fast this is, how much of a big decision it is. Garrett and Taylor are just like, mm-hmm. Then Taylor does what Taylor does. She's like, babe, I got this. Goes on this whole nice dissertation about why she loves their son and how she values this. Now she can't wait to get married. Shuts the whole family up. No notes. It was so crazy at the end. He was like, you good? She's like, this is light work. Back to Ramses and Marissa with the straight hair. Girl, we see you. This is where Ramses is cooking dinner for them. I guess he's making pasta, but the noodles are hard as fuck. She's like, yeah, these are alla dente. He's like, huh? Is that how you say it? She's like, yeah, alla dente. Now look, you guys have been watching this channel. You know I'm not no expert in linguistics. I barely know English, but isn't it al dente? Like, or is it alla dente? Okay, back to the wedding talk. He wants to know about the officiant. He's like, are we doing religious? Are we doing spiritual? Or what are we doing? I cannot confirm that he said it like that. I gotta get serious. She's like, look, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, but the officiant has to be a woman. He's like, okay, that's fine. She's like, the point is, God could take a back seat at this ceremony. He's like, that's cool, but my mom's gonna want at least some form of Christian elements at some point. Then he asked her, hey, when did you start going away from religion? And she's like, as soon as I realized how white it was, and that is a word. She grew up in the Mormon church, and this dude grew up in ministries. And he's saying like, I saw a lot of that stuff behind the scenes, and it wasn't for me. He says if I die and God's real and I go up there, I don't think he's gonna judge me for having some legit questions. And I have to agree with him. She's like, I think we had past lives. He's like, oh yeah, we also have to watch that movie. That's a fire movie, by the way. She's like, yes, and also Barbie. He's like, how are you gonna compare Barbie to past lives? Why can't Barbie be compared to past lives? Two very good movies. Anyway, this is where he gets serious. He's like, so what's up? Sorry. He's like, how do you feel about the military now? She's like, I don't agree with half of the stuff that the military does. This dude's stuck on the whole like, well, you signed up for it. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm some military expert or I'm so for or against it, but what I do know is that a lot of these kids sign up when they're 18 years old and they're offered a whole bunch of stuff, money, like they pay for college and stuff like that. So is it crazy to think that an 18-year-old doesn't know what they want to do with their life? And then someone from the armed forces could come along and be like, hey, we got something for you and you could make your country proud and serve your nation. It is not strange why people sign up for the military. That's all I'm saying. You can tell she's in a tough spot because you know she's proud of being in the military and she wants to be like, yo, fuck you, I did what I did and I'm proud I did, I would do it again. But at the other hand, she wants to like please her partner. You know, sometimes when partners want to like match each other, they'd be like, oh my God, I love pineapple on pizza. And the partner might hate it and they'll be like, yeah, I mean, I think it's a choice. Like, I think it's, why can't you just say you just don't like it? But some people just want to, you know, it's like awkward for them to be like disagreeing with their partner, even though I think it's healthy, especially for different topics. We're always just so afraid to be different. She's finally like, look, I feel like you're judging me. He's like, you do? Brother, you were judging her. She's like, I feel like you don't like my military service. He's like, well, yeah, I don't. She's like, if you met me 2 years ago, I don't think you would have proposed. And he's like, goddamn right. This moment is serious and I gotta get my shit together. He's like, you're right. I probably wouldn't. He's like, I just don't want the military to be this big aspect of your life. She literally talked about it in the pods nonstop. You thought she was joking around? Finally, she puts on her big girl pants and she's like, look, I don't regret being in the military. I support the troops and I don't think I can handle you being ashamed of my service. Good for you, girl. He says, I don't know if I could support you if you're in the reserves. Boom, episode 8. This one's called Dirty Laundry. We start off with Ashley and Tyler. Ashley's asking him how involved he wants to be in planning the wedding. He's like, I want to be very involved. I also want to be very involved in naming our kids. Trust me, I'm a veteran. Over to Steven and Monica at the flower shop. Well played, Steven. Poison Ivy's over here having the time of her life. They're doing some like flowers and press arts and crafts thing. I never heard of it, but it seems V cute. They get some nice girl to like guide them through this whole thing. He tells her, you know, I'm used to like gluing on little models. Monica's like, ugh, Steven, she does not know what that means. My little nerd was like, actually, I do. I also play D&D. Now, D&D is Dungeons and Dragons for all you geeks out there that don't know that. Then I wrote down, that little dweeb about to steal Monica's man right from under her. Steven's looking at her like, you ever been with a black guy? Then we find out that Monica's dad also doesn't want to participate in the show, doesn't want to be on camera, and He told Monica, how do we know that this guy isn't a liar like your last boyfriend? And I'm afraid you may have ate with that, sir. Over to Nick and Hannah at his parents' house. Real estate mogul in the building. This man couldn't even sell himself a house, but he's not embarrassed about it. And look, I will make jokes about this, but honestly, there is no shame in living with your parents, especially when you're like in between some career choices and you just need somewhere to fall back on for a little bit. Like, if you have a support system like that, what is the harm in using it? Anyway, Hannah's in there looking around and she's like, whoa, your mom really loves Jesus. Does she know that I'm not religious? And Nick is like, no, but as long as you're a good person with good values, then she's cool. Hannah's looking at him like, does she know that I don't have good values? Then we get a tour of his childhood bedroom, Letterman jackets, nerdy books. Then we go down to the basement where he lives at, sleeping on those ugly ass sheets. This next part wasn't supposed to be funny, but I'm afraid it was the funniest part of the whole episode. She's like, how long have you lived here in the basement? He's like, I think about 2 years. And she's like, and before that, where did you live? Just upstairs? He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, upstairs. Just made the transition. Come on down. The next scene is with Ramses and Marissa. This is the first time we've seen them since their big fight about the military. He's about to meet some of her friends. Honestly, part of me wanted her to bring him to meet two of the most roughest, toughest Captain America type of niggas so they could be like, I'm sorry, say that thing you said about the military again? Why do I want that? But no, just a couple of her homegirls. But Marissa did say most of her friends did serve in the military. So they're there sitting around, and of course, they bring up the military fight, which I don't get why people bring up their couple fights in public to their friends. And I know it makes for good TV, but it's terrible for relationships. They ask him, so if she went back into the military, that'll be a deal breaker for you? He's like, yes, I would divorce her. Yikes. He's explaining how he doesn't agree with what the U.S. military does. He's Venezuelan. They got a complicated relationship. But if they have kids and they decide that they want to go to the military, that's their choice. He's going to raise them to make decisions on their own. Moving on, we're with Tim and Alex. He's about to meet her family. This man hated his ex-girlfriend so much he bought that damn polo in every color. Alex is hyping up this meeting with her dad like he's about to meet Obama. She's like, okay, look, it's 2:30 now. I think I'll bring you in around 2:37. When you walk in, I need you to shake everyone's hand counterclockwise. At 2:41, that's when the sun's gonna hit his eyes perfectly. That's when you're gonna greet him and shake his hand. Then you're gonna rotate 45 degrees and come back and sit next to me. And you're gonna hold my right hand closely, but not too closely. Alex goes down to talk to her family before Tim comes down. She's like, look, everybody get your shit together. She's like, Dad, you're gonna meet my fiance. He's like, huh? Who? Why? She's like, Dad. Now Tim walks in to meet the family, nervous as all hell. Look at the fear in his eye. But right away, I already know her mom is so damn nice. This lady is named Xandra. I already got my favorite parent of the season. Her mom asks them, have you guys been in any arguments? And I'm sure Netflix just told them to ask that kind of shit. And they're looking like, huh? And I'm like, am I about to get the closure that I've been looking for? Of course I'm not getting the goddamn closure. This whole time I'm thinking Tim's got an uphill battle to fight with this family. But I ain't know Tim was walking around with a gang of spades in his hand. Tim proceeds to tell the family about losing his sisters. Boom. It's the first spade. Then he says, guys, I went ahead and made you some steaks and chicken wings. Would that be all right? Boom, it's the second spade. They're all eating at the table. Alex's dad, Richard, is like, well, Tim, what else do you like to do? He's like, well, you know, I just play a little golf here and there. Boom, and they go to third spade. He's like, I love golf. And if you know anything about spades, you know you need a good partner. You better not talk across the table. They don't need it. Alex says, and Dad, did you know that Tim was also born in England? Boom, fourth spade. He's like, what? I was born in England. It's not done yet. Alex says, well, yeah, you know, Tim was in the Navy. Oh, yeah, is that right? How long were you in the Navy, son? He says, sir, I was in the Navy for 8 years. I tell everybody, joining the Navy was the best decision I ever made. And leaving the Navy was the second best decision I ever made. Fifth spade. This man, Tim's on the way to Boston. He asked the family, hey, do you mind giving us a second so I can talk to Richard one-on-one? They're like, yeah, sure. Do your thing. Ain't no way you got any more spades. This man, Tim, pulls out the same letter that he read Alex in the pods. And if you remember, that letter was addressed to her father in the first place. He reads that whole thing off. Alex's dad is in a tizzy. Boom! Six spade. Her dad is officially breaking down. This is a super emotional scene. He says, I need a minute to gather my thoughts. He says, she's my baby girl, and we just met. But I believe in you, and I believe in what you wrote, and I believe it came from the heart, and I accept you as my son. Whoa. That's the seven spade, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm afraid that's the game. Thank you for playing. All jokes aside, whatever happens between Alex and Tim, that had to be one of the best parent meet and greets in all of Love is Blind history. Say what you will about Tim, say what you will about Alex, that was a real family moment. If you didn't feel a way about that scene, I don't know what to tell you. But 10 out of 10, no notes. Anywho, back over to my favorite drink, G&T. Garrett's about to see Taylor's apartment for the first time. This poor thing only has protein shakes and beer in her fridge. A woman after my own heart. Also mad off-brand solo cups. They talk about their plan for moving in. I think she wants to live in San Diego, California, and he's never been far from his hometown of Fredericksburg, Pennsylvania. I don't know what or where that is. Over to Monica and Steven for a scene that's so pointless. I guess something's going on with his job, and I guess she's telling him, it's okay. I can hold you down. I'll be your sugar mama. This Monica girl, it's like she needs this so much. She's willing to just do things that she shouldn't be doing. Like, I think she just needs to be married or wants to be married so bad. She's like, look, okay, yeah. You're not a good dude? Oh, yeah, no, it's fine, no problem. You're broke as hell? Oh, no, it's fine, I can just pay for stuff. Damn. I mean, being 36, it's not too late. Just, there's better guys. Anyway, she goes on to touch on the fact that they're not currently having sex because of the reservations that he gave her at the flower shop. And I don't know if I even said it, but Steven out of nowhere was like, yeah, like I'm just maybe like having second thoughts. She's like, are you having second thoughts? He's like, no, why would you say that? I'm not having second thoughts. It's because you literally said you're having second thoughts. So because of that conversation, they're not smashing. Then she tells him, how about a little less butt stabs? My man Steven's trying to get it up in that butt. Then for some reason, Steven tells Monica, as well as the millions and millions of Netflix viewers, that you could put your dick in a whole bunch of stuff, like a bowl of mac and cheese. This scene is so horny. Then he tells her that he wants a Nobel Peace Prize for being the first man with a vagina. I could be watching the news. Over to Hannah cleaning up her apartment and Nick dressed like a real estate scammer. This scene sucks. This girl only wants to talk about trash. She's like, okay, well, how often do you sweep and vacuum? He's like, I don't know, about every 2 weeks, which, bruh, help me to help you. She's like, that's gross. I sweep and vacuum every day. Could that possibly be because you have a dog? This conversation alone will have me out of there, but Nick is better than me. She's like, let's talk about finances, because I spend at least $300 every week on groceries. Hannah, show me the receipt. Show me how you, as a single woman living alone, is paying $300 every week. Every week. Just show me. I just want to see. Then watch this. Pay attention closely to what I'm about to say. Hannah says, when you're in a marriage, everything is together. Because if you're $50,000 in debt, your debt becomes my debt. Nick says, well, it's a good thing I don't have any debt or student loans. Guess who does have student loans? Hannah's like, well, I do have student loans, so now they're yours. She says, well, who's paying the bills? Because I think I'm more financially literate than you. But he doesn't have any. Then she finds out that his parents are still paying his phone bill and she wants to know what's up with that. Sister Hannah, can I remind you that this dude is still literally living under their roof? You don't think they're paying that Verizon bill so they can get the savings with the Fios internet bundle? This can't be the same woman who is literally unemployed. What are you talking about? This dude just came home from work and you're telling him that he's a financial idiot, but he's working. Then they have that stupid stocks versus sports conversation, which they're both wrong. This man has never invested in stocks, which is fine, but like shaming someone for not investing in stocks, like, bro, he just doesn't know. You could just be nice and teach, you know? And after all that, Nick says, look, I'm a good listener. I'm always going to hear you out. And you might not think it, but I am always going to protect you. Whatever, Nick. Over to Ashley and Tyler, and he's about to meet her dad for the first time. And I can't prove this, but I'm 100% sure that this nigga was in the Temptations. He gotta be Haitian though. Any Haitians in the chat, let me know if this dude is Haitian. But he's doing the regular old dad things like, how are you going to protect her? What are your plans for the future? They get their one-on-one man-to-man talk, and he asks for a hand in marriage. This is honestly is a good scene based on lies, but it's overall a good scene. Last scene of the episode, and you already know. Oh my golly Wally. And if you think this oh my golly Wally is the craziest of the week, don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me. Anyway, we see Monica and Taylor. Taylor, what you doing over there? And why is everybody crying? She says, I'm shocked right now. I'm so sorry. I'm like, what's happening here? Why is Monica crying? Why is Taylor crying? Who did a sleep test? So many questions. Netflix just be throwing you into the middle of the drama. Like, just give us some build up. Because they don't even be going back to it. They just drop you off into the middle of it. This whole time, I'm thinking that Monica and Taylor are having a one-on-one conversation because Steven done did something stupid and stormed out the house, and she needed some company, you know, for some one-on-one girls time. Absolutely not. This dude Steven is creeping around in the kitchen like a whole murderer. Turns out Monica read Steven's text messages, and this dude's into all sorts of freaky shit, talking about his fetishes and where he wants to come. Squeeze me? Monica's like, why did you do this? Why did you propose to me? Who the fuck are you? All excellent questions. Apparently, these freak down texts started last night when he was at a sleep test. What's a sleep test? Can we start there? He was at a sleep test, sexting, and he said, well, last night I was drunk. She's like, you idiot. You were also freak texting her today, sober. The sun was out. He was like, well, I was not texting her today. She's like, yes, the fuck you were. Let me see your phone. He's like, well, I deleted the messages, but I could, cause sometimes if I put it on the Wi-Fi, I might be able to. Freaky Leak over here says, don't worry, I'm getting my stuff and I'm leaving you alone. She goes, well, that's a great idea, but also sit your ass down and Venmo me for all the shit I've been buying for you the last couple days with your broke ass. Also, Monica, for next time, if you find yourself dealing with a super creep like this dude, you might want to try Zelle because you get the money instantly. This dude is so broke, that Venmo might never really all the way process, so just something to think about for next time. Chris, not now. This dude was really out here king texting with a whole fiance at home. It's so crazy. He says, I'm sorry. I should have never come on this show. She's like, the fuck you mean you shouldn't have come on this show? Who says something like that, bro? What's wrong with you? Then here he goes with the I don't deserve you, self-sabotaging bullshit. Literally, Steven, shut up and get out of here. Honestly though, if he really was texting that Dungeons and Dragons nerd, I'm gonna be tight. There's a time and a place, man. I gotta get serious. Monica, you poor thing, you deserve better, but you are so desperate to get married, you ignored so many telltale signs that this dude ain't shit. He's already broke. He already didn't give you flowers like he said he was. He didn't want to cuddle with you. He didn't want to watch the fireworks with you. He's out there flirting with that D&D nerd. And then now this dude is mad horny and texting random shorties. And he's fucking told you that girls are going to be out there sucking dicks when they find out that he's on Love is Blind. I'm not blaming you for this dude acting in this way, but you said it yourself. Your best quality is that you're a ride or die. What did I say? I mean, we all love a ride or die friend or lover, but I do wonder if that should be your best quality. Because then honestly, how long do you really ride or die for? Is it unlimited? Like, what if they do you wrong? Do you still ride or die for them? Does it have an expiration? Like, you can understand, like, there's some flaws here. Because if you really ride or die, that can't be your best quality. Whatever. End of the episode, Garrett and Taylor come through to uplift their friend because they both some real ones. Boom! Episode 9. This one's called Is Love Enough? And boy, we're going to take a quick little break. We got to cool down because that thing was spicy. Sparkling water. No, I'm joking. I would never. I also hate sparkling water, so I would have just divorced Steven just off that in the first place. Anyway, we start off with G and T. Again, nothing is surprising here. I have no idea what they was talking about. Then back to Ashley and Tyler, and I just must say that I want this dog and I need this dog. They're talking about how many kids they want. Tyler's like, how about 6? So basically 3 more. Listen, we got to get out of here, but we will be back. Unfortunately, now we have to go to Nick and Hannah. She's cooking in the kitchen. He's trying to help, and she's just annoyed about everything. You hate to see it. It's so cringy to watch. She's like, you've only boiled pasta once. He's like, look, do you want to help me or not? He's about to meet her brother for the first time. He's like, hey, any advice for me meeting your brother for the first time? She's like, nope, I'm just going to let him eat you alive. But she like wasn't joking. How was that helpful? Anyway, her brother Cade busts in there like, pour me some wine, bitch. Oh, excuse me. Then this stupid ass scene where Cade is like, Nick, how tall are you? Hannah's literally on her tippy toes talking about, we're the same height. This next part is so filthy, but if that's how we jokes, that's how we jokes. Nick says, no, well, I like Hannah being tough on me. You know, I want someone that's gonna be hard on me and put me in my place. Cade says, oh, little bitch boy. Yeah, that would have been it for me. But that's like the 5th time I done said that for these two. So then, and I'm sorry I even have to talk about this, but she's complaining that when Nick takes the clothes out of the dryer, he just leaves them on the bed for her to fold. And Nick finally gets a backbone. He's like, well, you're on the job, so you probably got some more time to be folding clothes. Like, finally. But no. But that was too far. She's not happy with that joke. She says, you're just mad because I make more money than you. Literally tell me how you're making more money than him jobless. I mean, low-key, between her being jobless and his real estate empire, is probably a good matchup. But truly, the worst type of people are those who can dish it and not take it. This was the line. This went too far. Ugh. Now Hannah goes to the bathroom. Nick and Cade are now talking about her like how the Mean Girls talk about Regina George when she goes to the bathroom. It's just not my type of love. I'm telling you right now. Okay, we're out of there. Over to a G&T date. Garrett and Taylor. We're getting a little discussion about Monica and Steven Gate. This is so nice. Taylor told Garrett, well, I guess Monica told Garrett to check on Steven. That's how nice Monica is. This dude just dogged her out, and she still wanted to make sure he was good. Taylor's like, man, that poor girl, she deserves a Garrett, and that is so nice. Okay, over to Tim and Alex. We're about to see Tim's doghouse, and I ain't going front. This is not my style, but this is a nice place. This shit looks like a fucking museum. But having dino nugs is crazy. But also not as crazy as having you and your dog immortalized as royalty. Okay, this week is just so crazy. We got another oh my golly wally moment of the episode. But for sure, not the oh my golly wally moment of the episode. This is where Ramses has the absolute pleasure of meeting Marissa's family. Marissa's mom, Vanessa, pulls up like she's already trying to fuck some shit up. Marissa got mad siblings, and I guess most of them don't have the same parents. Then they talk about how Ramses and Marissa look like siblings. All right, the first thing this man's future mother-in-law tells him is that his fashion is a little off. I'm sure he thinks she's joking, but she certainly is not. Lady, you're 60 years old with a tongue ring in public. Let's not do too much. Then they get into how poor they were growing up. Marissa's little sister seems to be very proud of this. Marissa's mom asks Ramses, so what is your plan if your job doesn't work out? At no point did Ramses say that his job was in jeopardy. Why? What are you talking about? Your daughter's in school. Like, she's a whole student. What are you going to do if she, like, what? She's acting like this man's trying to get a record deal. He has a job. He just works. He'll just get a new job. What are you talking about? She asked him, what kind of degree do you have? This is where we find out that Ramses dropped out of college. Should have joined the military, my boy. Whatever. Marissa's mom says, I don't think you're a bum. I just need to make sure that you're not banking on my daughter's law degree as your ticket out of here. And let's just be clear that some of y'all was coming for me in the comments saying that she is a lawyer and a law clerk, but you can see from the episode that she is indeed still a law student. So I will be suing all of you. Just kidding. Anyway, this is important. Marissa makes the statement that mom's not going to come live with me because she thinks I'm the devil. Marissa's mom says, well, yeah, she is a bitch. I'm sorry, what? What are you talking about? What even is this? That's your mom? Ramses is looking around like, what kind of family is this? And right there at that point, honestly, I would have been like, I'm sorry. I don't think your daughter is a bitch. You're the fucking bitch. Lady, there's only one bitch at this table. And it ain't my fiance. Now they start talking about his first marriage. Marissa's mom's like, yeah, what happened with that, you bitch ass nigga? Okay. I'm just kidding. She didn't say that. But she was thinking it. He's like, well, yeah, marriages are tough. She's like, I'm sorry, excuse me. Are you explaining marriages to me? Lady. Shut up. Then she goes on this whole rant about how she doesn't believe that marriages are forever. I don't think anything's forever. It would be nice, but I don't believe in it. And that's exactly why you guys should get a prenup. Do you have any problem with getting a prenup with my daughter? He's like, yeah, I don't, like, that's fine. Like, she's a student. He should be asking them for a fucking prenup. She don't got no guaranteed money. Marissa's sister tries to jump in and try to save the mood. She's like, well, I like him. Marissa's mom is like, I just met him. How could I like him? Her sister says, well, I don't think you're gonna get mom's blessing without that prenup. And Marissa's like, I don't need mom's blessing. Like, can we just address the fact here that Ramses doesn't even want to be a millionaire? Like, he doesn't want your daughter for her money. And at this point, he has more money than her, and he doesn't have ambitions to be rich. Can y'all just really get to the nitty gritty here? He's not worried about the fucking prenup. I done had about 3 or 4 last straws with this lady, but here go another one. She tells him, now remember, she just met him not even 1 full episode of Saved by the Bell ago. She tells him, if you hurt my daughter, I'll cut your balls off. What the fuck is this? All right, we gotta get out of here before Ramses joins the military so he can drop that Oppenheimer on Marissa's mom's house. I wrote it, so I had to say it. I could have edited it. Like, why would he join the military so he could just drop bombs on his mother-in-law's house? It's like, he hates the military so much, but he's like, I'm willing to join because I need that heavy artillery. We're almost done. We are now with Nick meeting Hannah's family, and I would bet you the $1,000 that makes up Steven's net worth that Nick 100% wants Hannah's mom more than he wants Hannah. You know Nick likes them old things. Her little brother Ryder's just as annoying as Hannah. He's like trying to drag this dude for being a kicker. And kid, let me tell you something right now. You ain't gonna be on nobody's goddamn O-line. So you better get the tips and tricks from this nigga while you can. Now, let me be clear. Hannah's folks seem very nice. They're just talking to Nick, asking him very normal questions. Hannah's like, what the hell? Aren't you gonna grill him? Her mom's like, hey, chill. Why, what do you mean grill him? We just wanna get to know him. Like any normal parent would do. You hear that, Marissa's mom? You hear that? In this scene, you could literally see Hannah's mom realizing that her daughter ain't shit in real time. Her dad's over there just saying shit like, don't overthink it, but don't underthink it. Okay, we're out of there. By the way, did I mention that this episode had more than one oh my golly wally? Oh, did I mention that? Okay, cool. Because this next scene is for sure one of them. This is when Tim gets to see Alex's house for the first time. So many wild things happened this week of Love is Blind. This is the only moment that had my jaw on the ground. I almost took a selfie, but I wasn't wearing the right outfit. What the fuck is this house? Alex. What? You knew you were gonna be on TV. This is what it looks like, TV ready? Tim's in there like, you got a really big mirror. It's too bad I can't see it. She's like, do you see these trash bags? See them? I'm sitting on one. Do you remember about 30 minutes ago when she was visiting his house for the first time? She had the audacity to tell him that we got to get rid of these couches. Woman, do you even have a couch? We got to get out of here. This girl's on Love is Blind and Hoarders at the same damn time. A true pioneer. Okay, I don't care about this scene, but this is when Garrett is meeting some of Taylor's friends. And if that girl really brought him that fish from South Africa, that was just like a super nice moment. That's all I want to say. Then we're back with Marissa and Ramses. Marissa's like, so, how was it meeting my mom? She needs therapy. Like, girl, I'm glad you fucking said it. I'm glad you fucking got ahead of it. She's like, do you think it's going to be like that when I meet your mom? He's like, absolutely not. If I had to bet, I would say Ramses' mom is going to hug that girl, pray for that girl, and send her on her way. Ramses' mom might throw a little holy water on the TV just watching his son get berated by Vanessa. Okay, this next Marissa and Ramses conversation is another head scratcher. This is where they talk about the timeline of them wanting to have kids. And I guess we find out he's been wronging that thing. And in case you were wondering, yes, I could be watching the news. This is important, watch this. She asked him, how do you feel about having sex with a condom? And he looks at her like she just said she's re-enlisting in the Navy. No, but for real, bro is acting like she said no more sex, but she's just suggesting it's your idea. Like you don't want the kids, brother. Like you don't want the kids yet. So she's saying, hey, what we could do is just practice safe sex. And he's like, what I want to do is continue to nut in you. And I'm going to need you to figure it out. This is the problem with the government trying to police women's body. These are the kind of shit guys say. She's like, I'm not getting on birth control for whatever her reasons, her body, her choice. He's like, no, I'm not putting a condom on. I'm going to continue to raw you. I'm going to shoot the club up. And we better not have no fucking kids for the next 5 years. Ramses, the progressive. What is this? Okay, last two scenes here. First, Hannah is now meeting Nick's his parents. They are super nice, of course. His mom loves pineapples. I don't know if that means that they're out there swinging, but Hannah done ran through a Home Goods to buy them some gifts. And Hannah is super annoying, but her parent meet and greet went fine. Like, she was being normal and they seem to like her. I don't know what's gonna happen with them. That's so crazy. Anyway, last scene of the episode. We are with Ashley and Tyler. And just like the end of last week, we are witnessing a fight we just got dropped off into the middle of. It's like a hurricane. We in the eye. We just looking around and we just see shit going crazy. What is this? I'm looking for clues. She says, our superpower is no longer our superpower. Girl, what was your superpower? Being perfect? Okay, what's happening here? Something about kids. She says 2 weeks before the wedding, and you drop the ball like this? What do you do? What do you drop? How do you drop it? What happened? What balls? I'm like, I swear, if they cliffhanger me, okay, they didn't cliffhanger me. Tyler has kids, 3 of them, 2 girls and a boy. He's saying that he helped a couple have kids, like a sperm donor, but the internet seems to think otherwise. She says, I wasn't given the full picture, and that's so crazy, because I was so sure. Boom, and that's episodes 7, 8, and 9, and the previews for next week look spectacular. I was so wrong last week. I literally said that the previews wasn't previewing. If this ain't one of the craziest weeks of Love is Blind history, I don't know what it is. Because we're down to Garrett and Taylor being the only couple that I'm not concerned about. Because even Marissa and Ramses, this dude is so anti-military, I think he is going to be a deal breaker. I do hope they figure that shit out because it is dumb. But I want justice for Nick. Okay, let me do my little ending thing. As always, thanks for checking out Tait Take. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button in the comments. Boy, what was the craziest moment of this week? What was it? If you're still here watching this long ass video, please tell me. Anyway, thanks for the time, y'all. Peace. No, because honestly, and I don't be coming on here doing the TikTok homework like that. I really don't have time to be digging deep. But Tyler, you told this girl you was a sperm donor. How do you go on Love is Blind, which is a television show, like it's on TV, it's recorded, not expecting your shit to come out? Like, why? I couldn't go on Love is Blind with a secret. How would you think that that's not going to get out? This dude has 3 kids. He said he was helping a family that couldn't have kids, but I bet he smashed. I bet it even wasn't through the doctor. It's like, bro, this dude is wearing t-shirts like Dope Dad. What is this? What were you thinking? How do you think that these are not going to be exposed? These things are not going to be exposed. How? And Netflix, again, they're gonna drag you for not doing your homework. That's why they say every contestant needs to just put the names on the internet and let TikTok do the rest. Clean that whole thing right up. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. All that praying. For what?